This music makes me think of F-Zero.
I love
F-Zero. Artosis loves F-Zero too.
F-Zero
That's
X.
why we're successful adults.
You're talking about F-Zero X, right? That was one of the best music.
Wait, which one?
F-Zero X, N64 one.
Oh, see,
I
was
about the
thinking
Sega Genesis one.
GameCube.
Oh, the GameCube one is sick
No, it wasn't
too.
on Sega Genesis, was it?
I think.
Oh,
Or maybe
no,
it was Super Nintendo actually. I don't know why.
Super Nintendo, yeah. Well, there might have been. There was a couple weird games that I thought were only on Nintendo. I later found out were like on.
I think it was on
Genesis.
Super Nintendo. I don't know why.
When I found out Street Fighter was on Genesis, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
There's only 3 buttons on that. So, no, F-Zero. You play the one on GameCube?
Yeah, dude. The story mode was actually pretty fun too. Like,
yeah.
Cutscenes were like pretty funny.
Yeah. That game's actually like legit hard, man.
It's funny because Captain Falcon's such a goofy character in Smash Brothers, but in his actual game, he's like super serious.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no Falcon punching in F-Zero.
Is there any F-Zero on the Wii U?
Not yet. I hope they make one, man. I hope there's like online play with 30 racers. You know how sick that would be?
That would be so sick!
30 people racing against each other.
Oh, Wolf, you're making my brain blow up. It's too good.
You have to play the same 30 people for 6 courses. If you retire, you just don't get points.
Oh.
And if you just drop out, you just drop out. That's all there is to it. Sick competitive game.
That would be so sick, man.
You know, we should just make a better racing game if Nintendo never makes it. We make a game called like F-1, and then it's just the same game.
Send your lawyers our way, Nintendo. So we have the losers match here. One of these two players, well, their story ends here. It's Hero against Trap, a PvP.
Starting things off on Yunsu, 2-player map, pretty small rush distance.
It's time for the Protosses to cannibalize each other, Wolf.
Only one of them could potentially advance. Gonna have to beat Byung. If Hero advances here, he's gonna have to beat Byung, or face Byung a second time.
Yep.
Trap looking a little bit shaky in his first series.
Yeah, it looked a little bit bumpy. Let's see if Trap's got some tricks up his sleeve. And the game is now ready. Hero up against Trap, a PvP, to find out who's going to go to the final match here in the GSL Code S Group D.
2014 Hot 6 GSL Season 1 Round 16. Hero versus Trap.
All right. Hero against Trap.
Yes. Well, let's see what they have planned here. They're the only players in this group that actually had to prepare for all 3 matchups. Both of them.
That's very true. That does put you at a little bit of a disadvantage. I mean, imagine you're like a Protoss, you only have 3 Zergs. That makes stuff a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what the plan is here. I've seen Stargate play a lot more popular recently. DTs have kind of fallen out of popularity because they're just so easy to detect now with the Oracle just come home for detection. And Protoss players basically don't mess up. Even if they don't have detection, they're always able to force the DTs out of the base.
Yeah, that's very true.
And Wings of Liberty was a very different story. Sometimes you just see somebody try to go Phoenixes and it's like, oh, you lose. You know, it's like a rock, paper, scissors. You went DTs against Phoenixes, you just won.
PvP has always been a tricky matchup. It's always because, you know, Protoss, out of all the races, have the most options. That's why Protoss, you usually see some of the sneakiest strats out there from a Protoss. If Protoss has always did the exact same thing every single time, it wouldn't work. It's always been like all the way back to StarCraft 1. You had to incorporate a variety of builds. It was kind of the opposite of the way Terran's been in some matchups. For Terran, you could actually do the same thing every single time.
You kind of can in StarCraft 2, like, pretty much. There's a standard.
There are some like blind counters that could happen, but let's say like you just check for proxies and stuff like that.
Well, the opening for Terrans, like there's a Reaper expand that's actually viable in all 3 matchups, the exact same build order.
Yeah.
If you think about that, it just goes to show you how you know, easily Terran players can stick to one thing. Now there's a huge disparity here in the Warp Gate timing. Hero's much further ahead. We could see him go for just 3 gateway pressure. We saw that end the game yesterday. I mean, look, the core is just now finishing, whereas he's chrono boosted this twice now.
Each player is about to pop out their Stalker. Oh, did he see that?
Wow, he saw something. I don't think he could have possibly clicked on it fast enough.
Yeah, I can't imagine, right? He was so interested in making sure the probe got out, which it didn't.
I was going to be like so scared because it could be that blob could be anything. It could be a Stargate, could be a gateway, it could be a Twilight Council.
So we're going to have some Stalker pressure here. That's weird. It's actually much more worth it to just go in there
and lose the probe, because he loses it anyways.
Yeah. It's pretty hard to actually escape the presence of a Stalker.
He's going to fight his way up here, start to get that Mothership Core low, because he knows that if the Mothership Core goes down, there's no Nexus Cannon, and that's basically checkmate. If he gets a pylon on the high ground, things get even better for him.
I think he just got one.
Yeah.
All right, it's on the way.
That Mothership Core needs to stay back. He absolutely cannot lose it. He's got 2 of his own Stalkers coming out here.
Gotta be careful, gotta be careful. Warp gate's done. Pylon, warping in here.
All right, he wants to...
Every unit is so precious here.
He's going to warp on the low ground because he doesn't want to take damage while he's warping in.
Smart move there.
I think
he's going to come up here now.
He's got the core ready for a cannon in like 6 seconds.
Well, let's see how much damage he can do before that. Now, if you can get the probes here to surround... okay, no, he hasn't triggered the Mothership Core yet.
Yeah, he's waiting until the last
Nexus
second.
Cannon, yeah, which is exactly what he wants to do. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Wow.
4 HP. I was holding my breath there. Okay, so he's got some more Stalkers. He gets one Zealot in the front here to just tank damage.
He does not want to be getting anywhere near the edge of the range of the Mothership Core, or this happens.
He did take out those 2 Stalkers. That was pretty nicely done. Now, unfortunately, again, he did not get the Mothership Core, so it's still a factor here in this game. He needs to warp that and make that a warp gate ASAP.
Yeah, just Trap. He's like playing with fire here with how close he gets to the range, because if he steps out of it for a second, I mean, it's the Stalkers shoot over the line. You got to be very careful with this much DPS here.
Nexus Cannon almost done, and now he can attack in. Now with the 3 Zealots in the front, this makes it very tricky. Yeah, you can kite the Zealots, but the Stalkers will be doing damage in the meanwhile.
Yeah, here we go. Just trying to get him cornered in the back here if he can. Probes coming off the line.
Okay, now the more probes he gets, the better too.
Yeah, this is very true. The Zealots tank a lot of Stalker fire. There's the Mothership Core gone.
Yeah, now see the Zealots, they're much meatier, so he can just use that to draw fire here. That's why he makes another Zealot right there, making the probes work again.
Yeah, this is really well done. There's just so much damage. He's down to 9 Harvesters. I don't think he's recovered from this one. Tasteless. There's way too much DPS here.
Oh, I think we just saw the moment of acceptance of loss there in his face. GG. Hero, the adrenaline is pumping. Can he do it in the next game here? I have to say, Trap I've been the most disappointed with today. Not really for that last game that's going to happen. That's pretty tough to hold off.
Yeah.
But, in the first series, I feel like Trap doesn't have the confidence coming into this. It feels like he's trying to,
It's like he's lacking a certain charisma or something.
It's like he's trying to sneak through this group with some of his builds.
Whereas Hero is hitting really hard. Yeah, he's attempting to.
Hero looks very solid, man. I still think he can get out of this group. All right, so this is on to game number 2. Trap got the map pick here.
Trap looks like a broken man on the booth right now.
Well, he's definitely reflecting on today. Not happy with the results he's gotten so far.
Map is chosen. I'm going to find out in just a second what it will in fact be. I would not be surprised to see like Frost or something, actually. Frost or...
It really depends on what kind of strategy Trap wants to do. I mean, it's a mirror matchup. I feel like, judging from how he played in the first best of 3 against Sue, I think he probably has some tricky cheese set up here.
Maybe Polar Knight?
Could be.
Habitation Station?
I wouldn't mind seeing Habitation Station. That'd be a lot of fun.
Could also see Heavy Rain, maybe.
Polar Knight. Your
Polar Knight is like
was correct.
the map of cheeses for whatever reason. There's just so many different places to proxy on this map, and it's a pretty short rest distance, so if you're just going to go for the straight-up timing attack too, it can be a good map for that. Hero just banged out that first one with a very aggressive gateway timing.
It was solid. Hero trusts his control. He did very good back there with that control, man. I mean, really, really solid. He had the exact right balance of Zealots and Stalkers, and it was beautiful. And it looks like our map is now loading up. Polar Knight, a lot of tricks you can pull on this map. I'd say more so on this map than pretty much any other map we have right now.
So many proxy locations, be it Stargate, DTs, extra gates, no matter what you want.
All right, it's now time for game number 2. These guys are both on live support. The loser of this best of 3 goes out of this season of the GSL Code S here in Seoul, Korea.